Everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this, this is a journey of investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each to an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video we're going to be looking at MMTLP and following on from the previous video, again Schwab under fire and looking at a new theory with regard to potential squeeze with the 2 million share deficit acknowledged by FINRA. And we're also going to be looking at significant statements in terms of the appendix where Schwab have stated that they were not going to allow trading even if trading opened. And then we're going to have a look at ticker symbol DXYZ, which has a significant investment in SpaceX, and we know there was a successful launch for that. And before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first of all, headline here from Yahoo Finance: the stock market jumps. S&P 500 is now trading at records high because obviously there is earnings which is starting, and this is going to be potentially huge for many of the stocks. So if we look at the Magnificent Seven at open, again all of them in green including Tesla. And then if we have a look at the stocks that are expecting earnings this week, again the ones that we will be looking at is TSMC, Netflix, AA amongst a number of others. And finally, shout out to the live trading section in the Discord where we shared news with regard to Representative Jonathan Jackson. He's just bought an investment in General Dynamics, ticker symbol GD. He sits on the House Committee of Foreign Affairs, so keep an eye out on GD. So we're going to start by having a look at ticker symbol DXYZ, also known as Destiny Tech 100, and there was good news in terms of the SpaceX launch. So and it's also a stock that we've been watching on our weekly watch list. So if we have a look at the chart, we can see a significant spike here. At one point it was up in excess of 30%. It has been a little bit of a pullback right now at time of editing, but still up over 23% on the day. So if we have a look at in terms of why the stock has gone up, if we look at the Destiny Tech 100 schedule of investment, and this is from March 31st 2024, if you look at the bottom you can see significant holdings in Space Exploration Technologies Corporation. And what's happened here is basically the company have invested approximately 37% of the fund into SpaceX. So what this basically means, you can't directly invest in SpaceX, but you can invest through DXYZ. What that means is when there is good news from SpaceX, DXYZ will also respond positively. So if we look at the post here from SpaceX, they stated here thousands of distinct vehicle and pad criteria had to be met prior to catching the super heavy booster. Thanks to the tireless work of SpaceX engineers, and we succeeded with catch in our first attempt. So there was good news there. And finally, I'd like to share with you a new channel on the Discord called Top Ranked Stocks DD, and this is where we share reports in terms of PDF for a number of top ranked buy stocks. These include Tenant Healthcare, Shark Ninja, and also ticker symbol ANF. So go ahead and check those out, and if you would like to get a copy of all these reports, details are in the description below. Let's have a look at the latest update from Scott in terms of the case against Schwab, and what he states here: justify my last response and arguments. And I think there may be an incorrect date here, but let's have a look at what he states. He says, those of you considering suing before 8th of December 2022 should note all the points he's making. So I think he's referring more to 8th of December 2024, because obviously if anybody is considering suing before that, I think he's talking about a date that is in his opinion with regard to the statute of limitations. So 8th of December 2024 I think he may have meant there. And he goes on to say the next event on the agenda is dealing with FINRA's motion to dismiss, which he is due on the 16th. And the writ of mandamus will have to wait. So he has got a reason for this, and he states based on new evidence that is showing up in his inbox. So many of the community are helping with DD research and evidence, so he has obviously received something significant there. And he says he's still of the opinion that the writ of mandamus is, if all else fails, is a sort of Damoselus hanging over the heads, but he obviously we have to check all the boxes. He's still pushing for FINRA to have an extinction level event, and he also thinks holding off on this WM until after the election may be a better idea, because he believes that a change in government is going to be much more positive, especially with regard to what happened in DJT. So let's have a look at his latest update, and this is obviously a reply to the memorandum to defend Charles Schwab and Co. and Schwab's Holdings Incorporation's opposition to the plaintiff's motion for sanctions. So in terms of section 1, Schwab did not contest the spoliation of evidence, facts presented by Scott, and therefore Scott's factual allegations should be deemed admitted. So clear statement there. Schwab are basically more or less admitting that they have destroyed the evidence, so therefore they should be obviously held liable for this. They have deleted the communications via the messaging service even after Scott served notice of event to sue that for damages December 2022, and Scott has also learned that Schwab had on the 20th of March 2024 deleted critical phone recordings between himself, Schwab employee, I think it's by the name of Ron Fleming, who stated that MMTLP was trading at 100 times the lit market price, which gives us the $290 minimum and $290, and in terms of the run up to 9th of December 2022, and that was the trading halt, halted by TE says here, halted by the request of TD and Schwab to protect themselves, and the same employee stated to Scott that the price bore no reflection to the value, and therefore Schwab could shut down trading. So that's the allegations. He goes on to say here, Schwab's failure to contest the facts regarding the spoliation of key evidence, emails, audio recordings, etc. should be treated similarly to the contest facts in the summary judgment motion, and these allegations now go unchallenged. So the court should deem them as admitted, effectively supporting Scott's argument that proceedings to arbitration would be unjust, and limitations on discovery or access to key evidence can severely prejudice a party's ability to present their case, i.e. Scott's ability to present his case, because they have destroyed the evidence, and that makes arbitration right now unenforceable. And section 2, the Second Circuit has ruled infinite arbitration agreements, and Scott contends that the client agreement is such a case. So let's see how the judge responds to that. And then in the section 3 here, under US and Vermont case law, Schwab have committed anticipatory repudiation of its client agreement contract with Scott. So the contract between them, he's saying here, is null and void because they breached it. Schwab have informed numerous customers they will not trade MMTLP if FINRA and the SEC order a restart in trading in the security, and Scott is attaching evidence. I'm going to share that with you now. So we'll have a look at the first one here, the question, and this is obviously a live chat screen recording. The name is Inez E. And it states here, this was a business decision by upper management of Schwab TDA. The only information we have is that Schwab will not be trading this security even if FINRA does allow trading to resume. So even with trading, Schwab didn't want to do it because it would have cost them. So they are putting it right in here that they will not have participated in that. So this is huge. And right now the asset is halted, so obviously they'll be breathing. And was there anything I can help with? So just to clarify, in the other chat evidence here in the appendix, the information provided was that as of FINRA 9th of the 12th, FINRA halted MMTLP due to the upcoming corporate action. And then the response here from the investor is, yes, but you said even if the halt was removed, Schwab would not allow trading. So I wonder why Schwab would not allow trading. And finally, at the end, Schwab, we can see here the defendant statements must indicate a positive and unequivocal refusal to perform under contract, i.e. Schwab. Scott is asking the court to deny arbitration to Schwab, sanction Schwab in the amount previously stated by Scott, issue an adverse inference order regarding the spoliation that is consistent with Scott's representations, as the content of the destroyed evidence. And let's have a look at some responses to this update from Scott regarding the admission by FINRA and the 2 million share deficit. What Vic D has stated is the squeeze had to happen under FINRA's own admission of 2+ million share deficit. NextBridge was going to seal any shares per McCabe, and in terms of FINRA, they are fundamentally FD'd themselves through self-admission. Where did FINRA get the 2 million number? And that is the question. And what T. Con Lau has stated is, according to the $1,000 to $4,000 per share pre-market before the halt, MMTLP was a monster ready to bail up funds and broker dealers that the UPC committee worked for, and in other words, it was a ticking time bomb. And the Canadian Pole Bear has stated, do you need a copy of my order cancelled on 9/15 on the 9th of December 2022 RBC, but have a hard copy and will also corroborate your squeeze theory. So again, looks like the brokers are trying their best to get out of this as much as they can. And finally, thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.